Hello and welcome to the Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I'm
Yeah, you
this
gotta
is so
say
weird
it
because
first.
Jen is not here. I'm in the Jen seat.
Yeah, you're
I'm
Jen.
Kathleen.
Amanda.
Haley.
And Jen is on the Cape on a last vacation right before back to school and is going to be recording separately and sending some video to Amanda to insert.
It's
Oh, that's
crazy
good to
how
know.
fast it was because I remember when it was the last week of school and she was going out.
Yeah. So,
It's been a long summer in
This
a
has
good
been
way,
a busy summer,
but
though. I
busy.
feel like I've done a lot. Like,
mhm.
last week was my birthday.
That's right. And we had our little outing, and I didn't remember to say happy birthday to you the day before. I was with you almost all day that day. And then as soon as I got home, I'm like, oh, tomorrow's Amanda's birthday.
Yeah. I'm low-key on the birthday thing.
Yeah.
But it was Tuesday, and then by Saturday, I was like, oh my goodness, that was this week. This week has been so long. Like, it felt like it was 3 weeks ago was my birthday, and it was like 4 days before.
Some weeks are like that.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Some weeks are like that.
This week is like that. Not in a bad way.
Last week was kind of like that to me because it was my first week back after vacation, and I do remember when I was in the corporate world, I got to the point where it was like, unless you go on a 2-week vacation, it's almost not worth it because you do so much to prepare. I mean, depending on how many people you have to hand things off to, you do so much to prepare so that things will run in your absence, and then when you get back, you've got so much to catch up on. I was here 12 hours a day last week.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
It was, but you know, it's still fun to be away and still good to get to spend time with fam in a different location and all.
I feel like now when you're on corporate vacation, they're like, well, can you just dial into this call? Well, you can just respond to this when you have a chance.
Like,
yeah.
no.
You never go
chance.
away.
There was one. Do you remember this, Haley? It was that House Firefly.
Yes.
We stayed there. Yeah. Basically, I was in charge of branding at my old company, and there was one time that I was asked to cancel my vacation because the date was changed of when we were rebranding the entire company.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really can't cancel this because my husband had constraints about when his vacation could be. We'd already paid for a house. I mean, I'm sure the company would have paid for it, but that wasn't the point. We wanted to be where we had
That would
planned to
be
be.
shocking. If they would
So I only had to work 6 hours a day on vacation.
Yeah.
Only.
No, I've had a few vacations like that, and then the last one when we were doing like a corporate merger, I was like, y'all go, I'm staying home. Like, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, sometimes it's not.
Way better just. So now you know
anyway.
why I'm so bitter about corporate. That's just one of the reasons.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least when I was here 12 hours a day, I was playing with yarn, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
right,
I
right.
swear.
There is that. It's
I
like,
love every minute of being here. Oh, I love it so much.
I do too. Well, and I don't know. I definitely have workaholic tendencies. Like I get, right, when you say get up in the morning and tendencies.
The thing I like about working here is that it's not like when I work my insurance jobs, it's in front of a computer all day long, especially now.
Mm-hmm.
Even when we were in the city, right, at least you'd go from meeting to meeting and room to room and stand up and walk around.
Mm-hmm.
But now, Zoom times, you're like literally parked on your booty all day long in front of a screen, and it's just, it is soul-sucking.
Soul-crushing.
And here, I do screen work, but then I get up and sort things,
Mm-hmm.
right? Run up and down the stairs, talk to adults,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, a lot of my work still here is screen work, but it also
Yeah.
is reshuffling things and helping customers and things, which is fun. I enjoy that.
When I'm
It's
here, I'm on the
just-
screen too.
Yeah,
But
yeah, for sure. I was stopped in
it's
Sunday,
just-
and you were, right? I think it was Sunday.
then I
No,
do photography,
Saturday,
and I
whatever.
hurt my back because I'm like bending over the thing. And, but I enjoy it. I'm corporate work.
But
Pays the bill.
and the fun work we do here helps bring all this gorgeous stuff to you. So
Yes.
we're really happy to do that, and we get to play with it ourselves too, right, Haley?
You see evidence of that later.
Oh,
Yes.
like in every project.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Cool.
So
Rants over.
So actually, one thing. Oh, and of course, even though we have a lot of stuff here, kind of preset, I forgot to get one thing, and it's about sock bingo. So maybe Haley won't mind
I have a sock bingo.
running to. Would you mind going to get some of the progress keepers?
Oh, I can't wait.
Where
And
I'm on a mission.
There.
or all right, we'll pause for a minute, and then I'll.
Pause.
So we're back, and we're going to talk about sock bingo.
Yes, we are.
Because we are coming really close to the end of sock bingo. In fact,
especially by the time you see this.
that's right.
Yeah.
And apologies for the crinkling, but yesterday, real time, we sent out the first batch of our Sock Bingo Progress Keepers. So Haley will bring one up there to show you. They are so adorable. Katrinkles does such a great job with these little custom tools and things.
Almost earned my progress keeper this year. Oh.
I haven't legitimately earned my progress keeper, though I am the Sock Bingo keeper of everything, so I'm giving myself one for my admin work on Sock Bingo.
As you should. Yeah. I don't know. That's just like my brain thing.
I think Haley did that last year too, right? Didn't you not want it?
One.
You took one, okay.
You did so many socks last year.
I know.
Yeah,
I
totally were
did the
entitled.
volume, but I didn't do the different techniques.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I almost have a bingo.
Well,
I
those
haven't-
flexi squares are coming in clutch.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself.
That was
Those
amazing.
flexi- and there was just something, we had to do something different for a year or two, and that was the thing to do.
That was good.
I love
Thanks. So, and next year we definitely we'll get our things sorted out in advance. The timing on this year, well, we shortened Sock Bingo from 6 months to 3 months.
Yep.
Or 3 months plus. And then, I was a little late getting together the design for this, and then it was H&H, the big show, where Katrinkles was then flooded. It was the first big in-person trade show
Everybody
in
was there.
2.5 years.
If you wanted to see what it was like, go back and look at the end of June episode.
That's
There's
right.
A little thing at the end. of all
Amanda
the
got to
vendors.
go. I was supposed to go. I got COVID.
I'm sorry.
Thank
We're gonna have a
goodness.
girl trip next year.
Phoebe
Yeah.
Bridgers.
Well, she personally didn't give you COVID.
Yes, she did.
No, the concert.
It
She
was
personal.
Phoebe.
You weren't that close. You were pretty
That would be
close, but you weren't
awesome.
that close.
That's what I
Perhaps
tell
worth
people.
it.
That's what I tell people.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it. You're so funny. So, so anyway, you've heard that saga before. But, they were really swamped with orders, and so it took a lot longer to get these proofed and approved and everything. And so we finally recently got in our order of custom markers. We're shipping them out. I promise, I will be on it much earlier next year. I've already thought about what our design should be.
But it's okay, because it's
I know,
coming to the end of Sock Bingo. So
Yeah,
everybody's
exactly.
going to get their graduation present together,
Mm-hmm.
even if you graduated early. It's
There
like,
you go. I like
it's
that.
like
That's a good way to
graduating in
think of it.
December,
Like
but then you just have
That
to
you
wait
actually
till
go to the
May.
ceremony in
in
June.
May.
It's true.
Yes.
Yeah, May, June,
Yeah,
whatever.
speaking of ceremonies, we have closing ceremonies.
We are doing
Yes.
closing ceremonies this year. Yay, we are. And so, and basically we're kind of inspired by what we did with Nitty Natty
We're learning.
on the whole shawl, outstanding shawl make along. It was really fun to do closing ceremony and have people get to talk about their projects, and we announced our winners there. So that is what we're going to do this time as well. So by the time this is up, I will have contacted everyone who's already, let me know they've got a bingo, and we will have a link. Where will we have a link to sign up?
I can make a Google form.
Yeah, we could do it. It might be easiest to do it as a Google form, and then we'll just
Probably link in bio.
Yep.
There
link
you
in
go.
bio and in our newsletter.
Yep.
Newsletter.
Yep. So that if you'd like to participate, if you'd like to show off your socks, you'll want to join our Zoom. But then the Zoom will be fed out via YouTube Live.
Yep.
So if you just kind of want to see what
Bingo.
words
Bingo.
Singo, what Sock Bingo was about, and see some of the work other folks did, even if you didn't complete your bingo or you're not a big sock nerd yet. You'll be able to join on YouTube and watch it there live, and then it'll be saved on YouTube to watch later.
I'll just put the sign up in the event on our webpage.
There you go.
The
Okay,
website,
perfect. Yes.
Which we have.
Can you tell it's been the end of kind of a long period of time where
A long
it's been
summer.
hot, a long summer.
It's been a time.
It's been hot. Our brains are working hard. But one of the so that's kind of where we are with Sock Bingo. Do you girls want to show your socks?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. And while they are pulling out their socks, I'm going to show you some of the lovely new stuff we did get from Katrinkles. These are sock rulers, which we do the Yarnia branded. I don't know if you can see the Yarnia on the back of there. And on the clear one, it's down here because obviously you can't do anything on the back. And we even have kids.
Here, let me see if
Do you want to
I
bring?
hold this
The kids
up.
one is new. Katrinkles just came up with us this year.
I don't know. Do you want to just bring them up?
Good idea. I can do
Haley's
that.
going back to school soon, and we're gonna
Yeah,
miss
this is
her
my last episode, guys.
last live episode anyway. You may send us some things. We'll see.
Yeah.
We said that.
We
last
said
year.
that last year, but yeah, it's a little bit more. Here's the baby. Tiny baby one. Adult. Wood. And adult. Does that help? Sort of. I don't know.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got
It's
a
upside down.
Trinkle's sock roller before we even carried them in the store. And then I was like, why didn't I get a Yarnia one? I
Alas.
say that a lot. I get things that I love.
Well, and then,
I
and then
love
we
those,
carry
and
them
then
in
we
the
carry
store.
them.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
exactly.
oh, I want the Yarnia one.
Yeah, so I did not bring my sock, my solo sock that I've been working on since sock week,
Yeah.
because it is still not
July.
finished. I've not had a lot of sock mojo,
Yeah.
I've
but
had a lot of plain flights.
a lot of other people have had sock
That's
mojo.
good for socks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did hang up the sample, so you
saw,
finished your other
I
one.
saw
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I actually filled out my sock bingo board.
Yay.
Do you have a bingo yet?
I do, including the
yes, with the
including the
flexis.
squares. Yeah. 'cause
All right.
Those are
So
necessary.
here, shall I give you your thing right now?
No, I haven't finished my fifth sock.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yes,
Because that's the rules. You got to
That
finish
is.
5
You,
socks.
yep. That is true. That is
So
We need
I
the evidence.
I have 3 socks that I knit this year. I knit the second one of the pair of the Jasper Ridge, which I've talked about before. I'm gonna have to knit a third one because I knit the first one too small of a size, so that one's I beat second sock center, but now I have third sock center. Whatever.
But also
That's
the
not
one that's
funny.
too small is in the store as a store
Yeah, so
sample,
that makes
which is
sense.
lovely. So you
So
can
now you
see
can see.
how beautiful the LBA Super Sock is knit
Yeah.
up. It's so gorgeous.
And then we got the Studio Ghibli yarns
Mhm.
from Lobby Anime, the new ones, the Howl's Moving Castle. Well, it's new for us.
New for stores.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she's had them for about a year, but then she's released them to local yarn stores, which yay! And I had to
Yeah.
get them. So I showed you this one. This is Magnolia Socks by Helen Stewart, and so I did 2 of these, and then my new half finished object, right, is I'm doing and so then my third pair is Luminary Socks, also by Helen Stewart. This is from the first Handmade Sock Society. This is from the
Mhm.
third Handmade Sock Society.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So, yay! And they're both in Howl's Moving Castle. This is Howl and Sophie, the speckled color
Mhm.
with a little bit of calcifer, and then this one is obviously all calcifer with a little bit of Howl and Sophie on the heels and toes. So those are a little bit like matchy.
Yeah, they're kind of
Little mismatch.
paired.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I filled out my board.
Yay!
So the green ones that are filled out obviously go to the green sock.
Mhm.
The purple ones that are filled out go to this one,
Mhm.
and then the red go with this one.
With Calcifer. Very
yeah,
cool.
So we actually worked on this on knit night on Wednesday. And
Mhm.
like I brought the board up, I'm like, can I have a bingo? Yay!
Yay!
So we did this real time, but I thought you guys might like to see it too. And I think my squares are this one. I have a solid or a tonal, right? Because this one is
Mhm.
tonal.
Yeah, for sure.
Then fingering weight yarn, cuff down construction, and a heel
Mhm.
flapping gusset.
Mhm.
This, if you look at the Jasper Ridge sock, it's actually made for a short row heel.
Oh wow.
I don't like short row heels.
No, you do.
They just don't fit my feet best.
Mhm.
Actually, yeah, no, not short row heels, but the round heel.
Mhm.
I did that for Beth last year on some of her
Mhm.
socks, and that turned out pretty well. I
Mhm.
liked that.
Mhm.
That was last year.
Kind of like doing a hat, a really miniature version of a hat.
That worked out really
Cover
well.
your heel. Cool.
So, anyway, heel flapping gusset. And then on this one, this is a great sock pattern, by the way, to knock out a lot of squares if anybody's looking for next year.
There you go. Mhm.
Is it has a twisted rib cuff. There's a cable design down the
Yep.
side here. And lace and
And
eyelet
lace.
leaves.
Yeah, yeah.
And then a variegated or speckled yarn. And then
And you've got contrasting heels and toes.
Well, I put contrast heels and toes for here just to give it some love.
But if someone else were to do it,
yeah,
like
you could totally.
They could do it that way.
Actually, this sock does not in the pattern have contrast heels and toes. I
True.
added it in.
True.
Because.
But look how
matchy,
nice
matchy.
it looks.
It does
But look
look
how nice it looks.
This one also does not have contrast heels and toes in this pattern. I put them in because part of the matchy.
Mm-hmm.
And I used DPNs because it is. And then I have flex. So I'm almost have a bingo here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. I have 4 on this last line, except not the bottom, and that's 9-inch serge.
I noticed that's
That's the one that gets to a lot of people.
I can do it, but no.
Just
but
because you can doesn't mean you have to.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did 2 of the flexi squares. I beat second sock syndrome, and I
Yes.
have a gift knit. These are my gift knits.
Yay!
So
excellent.
I have a bingo
There
with
you
a flexi
go.
square. That's a very long explanation of my bingo board for summer 2022.
Woohoo!
And all I have to do is finish a sock. So since we're talking about socks also. Like, this is my second Luminary sock. I have more than 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sock bingo goes through Labor Day,
Through
which
Labor
is
Day.
the 5th.
That's a Monday.
Right? It is
I have
the
to
5th.
cast off before 11:59
You know for sure.
on Monday.
Tuesday is the 6th.
It's the
but-
first day of classes. Yeah. Monday the 5th.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Oh man, I thought the first day of classes was the 7th.
Nope, the 6th.
Darn. But I was looking at some, like I saw yesterday was a lot of schools' first
Yeah.
day of classes.
my girls both
But I
start
looked
college.
at their academic calendars and they end the semester the same day I do. So who's the real winner here?
I know.
Maybe they have more breaks in between.
I didn't see any obvious ones that were different from ours.
I don't know.
You've
But I
done
didn't
more
look
research.
that hard.
Yeah. So anyway,
But I have to say the American breaks are definitely better than the Canadian breaks. We got 1 day off in the first semester in Canada. I don't know how that's legal. Because it's
Just
inhumane.
Canadian Thanksgiving. Yeah, that was it.
wow.
1 day.
1 day.
That's
And we
surprising.
had like 12 hours of reading days instead of the actual
A reading
multiple days that other schools give. It was like like 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. was reading time.
It's okay. It's in the past,
It's
Haley. Let it
over.
go. Let it go.
Sounds like they're getting you ready for the corporate world. You can do your work, your solo work from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m.
Your vacation
That's
is
so much
5 p.m.
time.
to
Right.
9 a.m.
Right?
Why are you complaining?
Yeah. We're giving you more than half an hour.
So, Haley, would you like to talk about socks? You're making
Yes.
a sock.
I'll do
but-
my FO first.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So here we have a beautiful little baby sock. Baby foot.
It doesn't look like as much of a baby foot on the blocker
Well,
as it
when
did.
it shrinks down, yeah. So here we have, this is a little sneak peek for next episode as we were discussing in our planning. This one was begun, thank you, on, in Nevada on my road trip.
Oh, nice. Yes.
And
But you were driving all the way from California, so
Yeah.
you like knew where you were when you started it.
yeah, because I was working on, what other sock was I working on? Probably the hurricane radar ones.
Oh, yeah.
I think, and then I got bored because I didn't want to have to measure it. That's why I stopped that one, because it was a
You
gift
needed
kit and
to,
I needed
yeah.
the
Oh
measurement.
yeah. Hurricane radar. I know
Which I
exactly
think-
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So this one is a sample. You will be able to touch
yeah.
this in the store.
Yes.
It's a store sample for the Dream in Color yarn, which we now have out. So stop on
Yes.
by.
And
but
is this the Cash Merino squishy or just squishy sock?
I think it's the
Smushy.
Cash,
Sorry.
I think it's the Cash Smush.
Smushy.
And I did just a little rolled hem because
It's really cute.
Or no, I started this in the air. I started this in the
On the
air
way to California.
because it was dark. It was
Uh.
like a night flight. You know, I got to California at like 11 p.m.
Yep.
And so I didn't feel
right.
like feeling my way through the ribbing. So I just cast on and did a couple rows, and then I was like, it's too dark for this yarn. On
I
the
totally
plane.
turn on my little light.
Yeah, even with
Like,
that, it
this
was
one
like, I was
was-
also tired. I didn't sleep at all. I watched 3 movies on the plane, and
Oh,
it was
because you were on the ground for like
it
a
was
full
so
movie
delayed. I
before,
watched
yeah.
Despicable Me 3 entirely before we left
Even
off.
took off, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
After sitting there for like 20 minutes,
Not doing anything.
not watching anything.
Oh my
I
goodness.
did knit
It
the
was one of
entire
those
time,
days. Yeah.
as you would probably guess.
Yeah.
I have in recent days lost my sock and knitting and crochet mojo. However,
We are trying to
But-
figure out. I'm trying to diagnose this, but I
it
keep trying to
just
tempt her with
sometimes-
other projects.
It just I
Sometimes you
know.
need to take a break.
Just sometimes your brain is. My brain is right. So
Oh, well.
here's my.
That's what embroidery and cross stitch are for.
That's what I've been doing a lot of.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is only gonna be a single sock for now because it's gonna be in the store.
Mhm.
But it's very nice to work with. It was a little dense to knit with, even though it doesn't. I didn't notice that same phenomenon while I was doing the toe because I just finished the toe. That's why I'm showing it now.
My kids say phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
That's what that word reminds me of every time.
There are certain words, right? Oh.
And it looks like I did a pretty short heel flap. I don't know. Who knows, man?
Well, she knew it was the store sample. It was not really going to be worn by
No,
anyone,
but it was
right?
just. I knew it was a store sample around here. Like I
thought we said that when I gave it to you. No,
What color is that? Do you know?
it was one that Jay gave us when we
Yeah,
decided
I
to
don't
order
have
it
the-
originally.
I
She
really
probably
wish
gave me the label. So
I love it.
when I find the rest of the yarn, I'll find the label. I think.
But I was gonna say something else. No, we knew it was like, this was before we actually had any on order,
Mhm.
and you were like,
You were kind of
just
testing
make
it
a
to
sock
see
with
whether we
see if
like
you
it.
like
Yes,
it.
yes.
But then I hadn't picked it up in a while because multiple reasons, and then
Multiple reasons.
and then I just finished the toe in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Well, since being home from Cape Cod.
Mhm.
Because that was the last time we recorded a pod, which feels like very close in time. Like
It does.
It doesn't feel like 2
Well,
weeks. has passed.
because we recorded on a Friday. I think that's partly why
I
too. It's
know.
only Tuesday.
But
Ugh.
I know
Whatever.
time is weird.
Yes.
Anyway,
weird.
here's a sock. It's not getting a pair. It'll be.
But
in the
it's
store.
lovely, and actually
It is
partly
really
You could
nice,
probably
that's what
knit a
it is.
pair after what's left over.
you probably could.
I definitely could, but I don't want to right now.
But you can take you can take it back to school with you and knit it when you want.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's your reward for knitting the store
Well,
sample.
I have been.
Actually, that would
told-
be really pretty with a cable. You could do a shorty with
Mhm.
magnolia cables.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Yeah. So
I have told everyone I know, I think, in person, like, after I realized that this is the first summer into fall in 3 years where I know where I'm going to be.
Oh, that's so nice.
/ be in the same place
yeah, true.
in September, which has been nice and unexpected.
That's
like,
really nice.
feeling how, settled that is.
Cool.
Which means, because I know what I want to bring, so I've been able to start packing sooner, / getting my stuff organized, and if not packing. But that all leads into the thought that made me say that, which is I need to decide what yarn to bring.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And basically I figured out that at school I pretty much only knit socks. Because that's something I can work on in class if we're just having a discussion day rather than because
Oh, yes.
I like to write down. I like to be I basically am typing the entire 55 minutes if the teacher is talking, because I have sometimes a really good short-term memory and sometimes I'm like a goldfish.
Yeah.
So in order for me to study, I have to write every word down.
I was like
Which
that,
is fine.
but we didn't have a laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always took pretty copious notes too. I
Copious is my middle name. Yes.
didn't. Haley Copious Winstead. I like that.
That's a good middle name, actually. It sounds like Latin.
it
It sounds like a Harry
sounds
Potter.
very Harry
middle name.
Potter.
Oh my
Totally, it
goodness.
really does.
Harry.
Harry
Haley.
Copious Potter.
You can wear your Harry Potter sweater and
Yeah.
have a copious.
That one does get a lot of compliments on campus.
I'm
Well,
sure.
because you're very lucky your name begins with an H. We should throw in a picture of Haley in her Harry Potter sweater,
Yeah,
which I
yeah.
made her when she
We
was
should
like
find-
8 or 10. I made it oversized,
And now
because she's a peanut, it still fits.
it's like a cropped
It's a little
one
cropped.
that I wear
It's
with
very
my
cute.
high-waisted jeans.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so fun, so fun. All right,
Yeah,
I'm
we need
putting
to
that
find a
on the
picture
to
of
follow
that,
up.
'cause I don't know if I probably do. I think because when I wear that in my outfits, I'm like, oh, I gotta take a picture of my outfit today. So
Uh-huh.
I'll look. If you
Okay.
make a note.
Beth
I have
wants
made a note.
Harry Potter sweater, but she's not in the queue for sweaters. So
Well, you've already made her
yeah,
multiple
exactly.
things, right? That's why she's not in the queue.
She's not in the
I'm
queue.
sure.
The queue is long. Back of the line.
You've got stuff.
Back
Back of
of
the
the-
line.
back of the
Back of the
line.
line. So we are kind of jumping around. So we have
Yeah.
talked about socks.
Well, I can talk about my whip.
Yeah, you might
You
as
have a
well.
sock whip? You mean the one you're
In your
working
hand.
with?
The one
Okay,
I'm
okay.
knitting.
Yes.
It's so
Um,
close.
This is the one that you've seen
Yes.
multiple times before.
It's so pretty.
I'm working on the toe because in Cape Cod I didn't have a free 40 or like a free long enough. I think this is 32.
Yeah. Is that one of mine? Did you find it or
No, this is mine.
Okay.
To do the toe.
Your toes.
And I tried to do like a 2 circular thing with a 9-inch, and we were at like lunch, and we were both like,
I don't know if this is
How
actually
does
going to
this-
work.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it was on 2 little baby needles for a while, but now I'm working on the toe.
And you're very close to done.
Little butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my whip. It's a single one. It doesn't have its pair.
It
And
will.
did you do? Oh, you know it's so funny.
It's
It almost looked like a
EFF.
little bit of a picot edge, but it's just the way the ribbing is pulling
Oh
in.
yeah.
That's really
On the
cute
inside.
on the rolled hem kind of thing.
I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah, it's nice.
I haven't worn it yet, so I don't know how it
Mhm.
feels, but it
Mhm.
looks cute.
hmm It does. It does.
So here's my sock. I haven't really done anything. That's pretty much this is it for
Mhm.
me. So
And that's just a plain vanilla sock. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say just. That's a plain vanilla sock
It's a plain vanilla sock
with the rolled hem.
with the little folded.
So no real pattern, just your basic Haley Brain sock,
Yeah, my vanilla. But
as Harvey says.
I think the Summerly Knits Hello Sailor sock. That might be the name of the collection. The one that Natalie did of Summerly's for one of her Sock Week socks. I was like,
that was
the hem.
Oh, the hem.
Cute.
Okay, yeah.
That's what.
totally rad ribbed or something.
Thank you. Yes.
I've heard her say it
Yes.
multiple times.
So that's what I was like. I had
Inspired by that.
Yeah.
hmm
In this moment, in this little time
hmm
bubble. So
All right.
that's the pattern I will direct you to if you want a pattern.
I'll put a
because-
down
yeah.
below.
Because
Okay.
as you can tell, if you've been a watcher, a pod watcher, we say we're gonna write stuff up.
Yeah, and we rarely do. Or we start and we don't finish.
We do.
It's the affliction.
Sometimes we do.
Talking about these two over here.
This end of the table.
I
I
started
still have
calling it.
your 5 degrees sweater or something.
Yeah.
16 degrees,
16
yeah.
sweater.
I have. Oh,
One.
I s-
know.
all right. I have mine started. I'm testing
It
it.
is really.
I kind of
warm.
wrote it up. I
You
did.
did.
I wrote it on a piece of paper.
Okay.
So then I need to. What I like to do when I'm doing a pattern is, I like to. Well, especially like something like this, we're kind of collaborating on the pattern aspect. So Haley told me what she did. I wrote it down, and then
Scribe.
Scribe.
You scribed.
That's my middle name, Kathleen Scribe. End of word.
That's also Latin.
True.
Latin S.
Copious is the better one.
Copious and scribe.
Uh,
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Copious and scribe.
Copious.
So, then I kind of test it. Like, I type it up, and then I test it as I'm always the first tester of something I
Right.
do by, redoing it, right? That's kind of
Yep.
a standard, I never assume that I got it all right, and I usually do find little things that I need to
Like
adjust.
a first proofread.
Exactly,
go
exactly,
over.
yep. And then I get other people to test.
I don't know if I would do that on a fingering weight sweater. That would be a
True,
lot.
that would be a
investment.
lot.
No.
I mean, you might test certain aspects of it, but,
Right.
But
so anyway, yeah,
that
I
bad
will.
boy, 16 degrees is.
I would design a
super
fingering weight
bulk.
sweater.
Yeah, true.
I am
Yeah.
very grateful to those
those who are willing to do
Designers
that.
who do
right?
that.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
So we'll see if we can get the 16 degrees like wrapped up this fall. Well, you
Yeah.
have yours. Are you
Before
bringing
it's
it back to
16
school with
degrees.
you?
Yes.
Good. And
It
I
is very. I do have to say. I know I said this when we showed it off. That's the right past
Yes.
uh-huh.
But it is like, as a picky person, and now knowing that it is actually something, like sensory stuff is part of ADHD. I am super picky besides that, but just saying.
Mhm.
But as someone with the affliction, Molly and I started calling it that.
Okay.
Fondly the affliction. Chill, I wore all day, and I didn't want to take it off.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
It is
coming
super soft.
from an ADHD, it's really soft. And
Yeah.
it's nice to have
It's
a
nice.
sweater in.
And it's like it's good for like a late fall, early winter when you don't even want to wear a coat.
When you don't
it
want to
basically
wear, it's
replaces a
something
coat.
that
It's
you
that
don't
warm.
really want to wear under something because
No.
it's so chunky.
Unless
Yeah.
it's 16 degrees.
Unless it's 16 degrees.
And you have a coat that's like an extra size up from your normal size. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
there's a lot of bulk there, but
you're
but
a
in
little
a nice way.
marshmallow.
But in a nice way.
Man.
Yeah.
What's the...
Michelin Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters.
What?
That's the Stay
Stay
Puft
Puft
Marshmallow Man.
They occupy the same thing in my head.
Yeah, they're kind
Yes,
of
I
similar.
know what you mean.
They're kind of similar. All right, so we've talked about socks, and we've talked about writing patterns and not finishing writing patterns and finishing some patterns. How about finished objects?
Yay, I have one finished object.
I have no finished objects, and I don't want to say I'm disappointed in myself, but I usually always have at least one.
Well,
So
I
I'm
only
a little
have one
disappointed
because
in
I had an
myself.
impulse cast on.
We have a hat.
We have a hat. We have a hat.
Yeah, so that's where we are. It's late summer, you know.
Yeah,
Man.
it is. And actually, I noticed for the first time in forever, none of us are wearing knits.
For
I
the
almost-
first time.
I thought about wearing my outstanding
yeah.
because I thought it
Mhm.
would go well with this. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that would look really pretty with it. I know. I almost looked.
I just wanted to get dressed really fast, so I knew I had this dress.
I almost
Out.
looked in my shawl bin at home to see what would work with this, and then I was just like, I was late.
It was humid. It was so
It was
foggy this morning.
99% humidity when I woke up this
Oh.
morning and checked my phone. Yeah, not
well, I
fun.
didn't see that. I would have just been like, you know what? Back to bed. JK, not doing today.
So, but yeah, let's see the finished object, Amanda. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so pretty.
I'm
What a
doing
pretty
this.
pattern.
I'm doing this star
Oh.
thing in the luminary.
Oh, sorry.
So
Sorry.
these luminary
Yes.
socks are actually like super easy, almost all the time. And
Except
then there's
for the
this
one
star
moment.
pattern
This one row.
that you
kind
have
of.
this one row that's knit three together.
That is so pretty.
Right.
I love it.
Cute.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's this pattern?
So I was here last weekend, working, doing my screen time thing, as we discussed, going through emails, and Laura Nelkin had a new pattern, the Laxo, L-A-X-O, oh, it's down there.
Love it.
Laxo Worsted,
Love it.
and she's doing a little mini knit-along, like literally till like September 3rd or something, super fast.
Wow.
And there are prizes.
It's
For every
so
hatch you-
cute.
Can I go hold it?
For every hatch you knit,
Oh,
you got get an entry into her
so sweet.
knit-along thing.
That would be good for the
Knit the rainbow.
If you knit
Knit the
one for
rainbow
charity, you get
or-
an extra.
Oh,
Nice.
entry. If it was
Nice.
if you did one for Knit the Rainbow or for the it's a little early for the hat collection, the Hillside Hat Drive,
But just finish it for the entries and like hold on to it
pretty.
till October, November when
look
we're
at
collecting.
that.
Cool.
So cute.
Yeah, no, this was. I loved this pattern so much. I'm gonna have
How
another
long
one.
did it take? Probably 2 seconds.
About maybe 4 hours
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, it was super fast.
and which yarn is it?
This is knitted wet.
Right,
Worsted.
right. You told me that when I stopped in. Yep, yep.
This is knitted wet worsted.
Jolene.
No, it's
It's flaming
locks of auburn
Yeah.
hair.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
I was
Right.
trying to guess. I was like,
It's so
not
pretty. I love it.
Lascaux.
It's a gifting net, and I said, "What color would you like?" And he said, "Orange." And I'm like, "Seriously."
Well, it is Yarnia. We have a lot of orange
That's
stuff
true.
here.
So
We do.
right. So then I was like, okay, let me look on the worsted wall and see what orange I would like to work with.
Mm-hmm.
that is also going to withstand non-knitter treatment.
Good point.
So,
It's such a pretty
super
pattern.
lush.
right?
Such a pretty pattern.
It's super pleasant, and
It's so
We
squishy
totally make
too.
it. So you know what? I know we haven't talked about giveaways or anything, but I have an idea of what our questions should be.
What
Yeah.
is it?
What is your favorite hat pattern?
What's
Oh.
your favorite hat pattern?
yeah,
That's
we-
Whether, or, again, as we usually do, whether it's something you've made or something you're looking forward to
Wanting to
making. What's the hat pattern on your mind?
please.
What
And if it's a
let us
worsted
know.
hat with texture, even better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this
tapioca pudding.
I'm making this again. You'll see a picture of it. But Beth, my oldest, she works in food service, and they have like a visor they're supposed to wear, and she's like, I will not wear the visor. So they let her wear my hand knit hats.
Aw, that's so sweet.
So I told her, but the ones that I've knit her before are getting pretty grungy. And so I told her last weekend to come in here and pick out a couple of colors. So she picked out one Allegria Grande and
Nice.
one of the Barocco worsted.
Great. Yeah.
So I'm going to knit this for her before she leaves for sure. But I would like another textured hat pattern, and I don't know what else to do. The Laxo Worsted, so we talked about, I talked about this with Susan, because she was knitting it, or she had just finished it when we were at our Yarnia retreat.
Right.
She,
A little day at the lake.
yeah, so the pattern is actually written with a cuffed band.
Fold over brim.
Yeah, but the fold over brim only has 16 rows.
Not enough.
So it's, right, well, you either go one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly. You either shorten it to make it non-fold over or lengthen it to
Right.
make it functionally fold over.
Exactly.
That is totally a pet peeve of mine. So many hats that have a fold over brim, it's not long enough because
I
you
feel
have
like-
to account for the turn.
I feel like you
It
need like
takes up a lot
22
of
rows.
Yeah, it
geometry
takes
and
up a
the
lot
physics
of
of it.
lot
Mine
of
is
yarn.
exactly 20. No, mine is 20 rows.
Yeah.
I did
Well,
8.
that's fingering
and
too.
I did 8 and.
So the width
Yeah,
of the fold
yeah.
isn't this much.
but
Mhm.
still.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
feel
more
like
than you
20,
think you need.
22, not 16's too few.
Definitely.
22
Way too
is
few.
what I would do. But so I texted and said like, hey, do you actually want to fold over brim or would you rather not? And he's like, not. So I'm like, okay, fine. So this is
Easy. Stop my ribbing sooner.
Yeah.
Exactly. Less
4,
knitting.
5, 6, 7, 8,
Mhm.
9, 10. So I did 10. I did 10 rows because I
Mhm.
thought 8 was too short.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. You need it to be long enough to really function as ribbing.
Yep.
If ribbing's too
Which I
short,
guess if you
it
were,
doesn't.
if you had 16, you could fold up more of it, like just not double over the.
Yeah,
But then it like encroaches onto the body. Anyway,
Yeah.
exactly.
I did
All of those
10.
things.
and that was one of Susan's comments was that she
Mhm.
stopped her ribbing. She said she did it to pattern the first time, well, the ribbing part, but she
Mhm.
said she was going to do it again and stop her ribbing sooner. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that too.
I'll just take that advice, right?
Yeah, and then it does end up being quite long,
Mhm.
so I took a repeat out, and now it's.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah, I'm personally
have a
a
bun
fan
in,
of
but
like more beanie look than like long
Yeah.
slouchy
Yeah, I'm
at
not
the
into
moment.
the slouchy myself.
but it's a good size, and it
It's
goes all the
cute.
way from baby up to like one adult size bigger than this.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So I'm sure. Yay!
Yay.
So, winter
Very
hat.
nice. And how much yarn did you have left after
Oh, a lot.
finishing this? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was shocked because
Mhm.
it says you need like 230 yards.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And you
It's,
do not. Not so.
Even for
certainly,
your size, I wonder maybe for the... Oh, well, because you did shorten the brim.
I shortened the brim and I took out like probably a repeat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Yeah,
between...
the skein
I mean,
itself is
usually-
200.
Maybe I did
I
half
figure
repeat out.
usually a worsted hat you want to be 200 or less because then you can do it with a skein.
It's 200
Yes.
less.
Yeah. All right, good to know.
So
Good to
I love
know.
it. And there will be at least one more of these. And if you guys have a good suggestion of a worsted hat down below,
Yeah, that would be great.
I'll
And
do
then
another one.
later when we talk about new in store, we'll tell you what your prize will be for
Yeah.
for if you comment with that kind of suggestion. All right, so
Do you want to do some whips?
so sure, I can, since I haven't talked about any projects yet. I guess I can do some whips. I have 3. Could you pass me the giant bag?
Dun, 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 dun,
Sorry.
Dun, dun.
yeah, all my whips today and finished objects fit in my
Wow.
little project bag.
I
I'm only
had
doing
a,
small things.
That one is
apparently.
cute with the fox.
I had a little bag to start.
Pink hazel.
Oh, look how pretty this is with this. This is
It
so
is pretty.
similar. Wow. See, longtime fan of orange. I mean, it's not orange, but
Yeah.
Coral salmon.
yes, very corally. So,
Oh,
I have not. One of the reasons I haven't finished anything is because I've been kind of jumping from thing to thing, which I often do, but I still usually
Yeah.
finish things. I am really beating myself up for that, aren't I?
It's really.
Yeah.
I know, it's okay. I worked a lot of hours last week. So, and also because we recorded later.
Yeah.
That's the other
Yeah.
thing. That
That's
was
less
3... that makes me feel a little bit better. Because we recorded on Friday and I finished the sweater just in time to
Yes.
wear it. What I have been doing is swatching with the lovely Cory Worsted for my Épernay sweater.
Oh, I love that so much.
Which is a Thea Coleman pattern. And I love this texture pattern. Isn't it so pretty?
Let's say. I might put that on a hat.
Yeah, that would be really nice. So, if you've watched the podcast for a long time, you know that both Jen and I can't ever do anything to pattern, even when it's by a really well-known, very competent designer.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know, this one, talk about picky, right? You said you're picky. Where does it come from?
Yeah.
It's probably genetically picky. So, I
Well,
love the pattern.
I was watching Skin Deer last night when I fell asleep in the middle of a row. And then this morning before you guys got here, and she was saying, I mean, she obviously is a designer.
Right.
She always changes the pattern. She's like, that
Part of
doesn't
why you
mean-
knit. That's part
Yeah,
of why you
that
knit.
doesn't mean
It's
the
like-
pattern's not good. But she
No.
did say, if you knit through a pattern and you don't change anything, it's probably an amazingly good pattern.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I
there's a few
yeah.
of those that you're like, wow.
For me,
Every
though,
stitch
it's more like personal taste. And Haley, would you mind bringing this? Oh, you have one sock on your foot. I would just, if you could bring this up so people can see it. I love this pattern so much. It is, like I said, Épernay by Baby Cocktails, also known as Thea Coleman, or her full name.
I can just put a
is
picture.
Thea Coleman. Yeah.
Picture. Ta-da.
Save me time.
Yeah. So the only thing I don't love about this design is that there is another separate cable delineating the drop shoulder. I'm not a huge fan of drop shoulders in general, and I don't want to emphasize it. So what I'm going to do is use the widest version of the cable pattern that's on the front, therefore minimizing the texture pattern on the side of the sleeve, and eliminate the cable pattern. So that's the other reason I haven't started yet, because I really do need to actually swatch the cable. I wasn't originally not going to swatch the cable, I just had swatched for the texture, and I'm like, with all these changes I'm making, in order to make sure that it comes out the right size, I actually do need to swatch the cable. And by the time we finished dinner last night,
I was wondering why you hadn't done the cable.
I mean,
I was too tired to swatch the cable. So
the whole width of the cable?
I think I will, and I'll just pull it out and start with that yarn again. I don't need to.
Is this in the round? Is it in the round or is it?
It is
front and
done.
back?
It is done in the round. Yeah,
Okay.
the bottom's done in the round. The top is done flat after you split for sleeves, because it's a bottom up sweater.
Yeah.
So
That's what I figured. I was like, well.
yeah, I mean, I at least need to swatch some of it. It's kind of written in pieces. You do repeats, but the very smallest size you cast on 250 stitches. The size I would be working, you cast on 334. The largest size you cast on 430 stitches. So we are talking a lot of stitches. Not something you want to do. Yeah, not
Twice.
something you want to do and
Or
pull out
something.
and do again. So the fact that I need to do some more swatching and math on this is really the reason I think I haven't started it. But I'm loving the yarn. I'm loving the texture pattern. Cory Worsted is so delightful. It's amazingly soft. It really is. For a non-superwash yarn, it's like, to me it feels pretty soft. Maybe a teeny bit of prickle in the skein, but once you actually work it through your hands, and then I even blocked this with water. I didn't even use soak or anything. I just soaked it in water, and because it was just a swatch, and squeezed it out and let it dry.
I love this.
Feel how soft it feels.
My goodness.
It's crazy soft, right?
No, I mean I have the Soraya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Which-
yeah.
It's a little heavy for summer, so I haven't worn it.
Oh yeah,
much.
just a little.
Depends on where you're going. And
It does.
I'm
It
sure.
does. Yeah.
If I was going up to the Cape, I'd probably bring a Soraya. That would be.
Our first 4 to 5 days at the Cape, it was like 95 degrees.
Okay,
it
not
was
the-
so hot. It was so
If I
hot.
was going to Vermont.
Yeah, exactly. Vermont, Maine, someplace really northern where, though, I don't know, everybody had a lot of heat this summer, I think. So that is, it's sort of whip number 1. It's a very, very far along swatch, if you wouldn't mind putting that down there, sweetie. And then number 2, the thing I have been spending the most time on is my Hawthorne Handmade cross stitch.
Oh my goodness, you've made so much progress.
So
That was the car project.
yeah, this is what I exactly. And it is not that easy to do cross stitch in the car because even if the road is pretty smooth, it's hard to position your needle. But it's just what I felt like working on.
That is so cool.
It's so fun.
I did a lot of cross stitch in the car. That's where I finished most of Catherine's birth announcement.
Yay!
But I never finished it.
So this
on
one
Sunday.
I probably will finish for the next episode, I would think. Just because when I get like more beyond halfway in a project, I like to just finish it and not have it become one of those UFOs, which we haven't talked about UFOs a lot on here because we usually focus on the present.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
they usually aren't.
I mean,
They usually don't make it in.
I think
No.
didn't I go through all my hibernated projects?
Oh, you did,
Once,
yeah.
last
I could do a whole episode.
It was a lot of fun. I pulled out
Yeah.
projects that this is all the stuff that I have that I'm not.
Maybe I'll do that toward the end of the year this year, like
You could
as
do
a
a bonus
refresh for
episode.
yeah.
Like
I'm gonna write that down because otherwise I won't ever remember it again.
No, it was fun. I still have my Rowan felted tweed blanket. It's
Yep.
there. Maybe I'll put that on my Make 9 to finish next year.
Yeah, I didn't even do a Make 9 this year, which is fine because actually most of the things I decided to do were not even on my radar screen this year. Sometimes I like to do a Make 9 because if I know I have things I really want to finish.
Right.
This year wasn't that kind of year for me. It was more like what do you feel like doing today?
Yeah.
So one of the things I brought with me to the Cape that I thought I would work with is this Jadifa cotton sock. And I forget who it was, one of our customers, or it may have been Seisha, said, that would make a beautiful summer shawl. And I thought it would. And this color is so perfect for me because it's like cream with a little bit of dark gray and a little bit of gold. It's like my colorway, right? So I was like, you know what, that is a fabulous idea. So I spent some time...
just cut the air conditioning
yeah,
wherever you are.
right?
Yeah.
I spent some time looking on Ravelry
nice.
for a fingering weight, very light sort of summer shawl. And I didn't really see anything that I liked. And then I remembered a pattern that one of our knit night, in-person knit night folks does a lot. She moved to the area a little over a year ago and has been a regular at in-person knit night since then, Karen V. And she loves this pattern called Bonnie Slide. And I said, you know what, that could be really good. So I got the pattern and... because I am me, I played with it a little bit. I decided I didn't want all of the rows of garter around the eyelets. I just did the eyelets. Haley, I'm sorry, would you mind bringing this up one more time? And it's one of those, it's like a, kind of like a gull wing shape. You know, what do you call it? Like elongated... I don't know. It's like an elongated crescent triangle.
Like
yeah.
Asymmetrical crescent.
Yeah. So it's a crescent, but it's very triangular too. And I realized I'm probably close to halfway through this first skein. I had 2 skeins, probably halfway through the first skein, and I realized I don't love wearing this shape.
Yeah.
So I said to Haley this morning how I was going to show it on the podcast, and then
take it out.
Then I'm going to probably just take it out and start over with something else. And Haley, being the bright person that she is, said, Mama, you're halfway done. Why don't you finish it and leave it as a store sample of something that, of a non-sock project
we have a sample
to do with this yarn.
Of a sock.
Yeah.
We do have a sample of a sock, but I think it is lovely for
I do
a
too.
summer shawl. So I will finish it, and then I'm probably actually going to write up my own pattern, because now that I've done this, and this dress is one of the ones, that's one of the reasons I wore this dress. This is what I would wear it with.
Yeah.
It's just a black linen V-neck, loose, great for really hot weather dress. Now I really know what I want, so I'm going to take another look again, because it's one of those things I feel like it should exist. But if it doesn't, I'll write it up. If it doesn't, I'll make it, and then hopefully I'll write it up. So we shall see. So those are my 3 whips. So this is based on the Bonnie Slide. It's what did we call it? Didn't we have a name for it last night? The modified slide or something? I don't know.
You might have
I was
in your head. I don't know if I was either I wasn't listening or
I
it was
wasn't
in your
speaking
head.
out loud. So those are my on the needles, hooks, needles kind of thing. No hooks this week. Yeah, I didn't do my
I
my
have hooks.
August square. You have hook.
I do.
Yeah.
I intended to have a finished square today. And then Beth and I were watching To Boldly Go, the Star Trek series.
Uh-huh.
And that my intention was to crochet while we watched Boldly Go, and instead I had 3 loads of laundry. So I folded laundry for the first hour, and only got an hour worth of crochet time in. And then I was like, I'll just watch a podcast and continue going. And then I fell asleep in the middle of a round.
That's how it goes sometimes.
But I kept doing, like, as I was dozing off, I was on a back loop only row. And I kept doing back loops only. I don't know how my brain didn't mess that up. But it was good. Yay, so I didn't have to rip anything back this morning.
That's like Will and I were talking about how, like, sometimes if you're, like, in an early, like, your first class and you're typing notes and you're kind of like,
oh, yeah.
like, you look at what you have and it's just, like, random letters, but I still have, like, the spaces in between, so it's, like, the same length as the words, but it's just not the
it's
just
actual
random
words.
letters.
Oh my goodness. That's,
oh my God.
that's pretty cool. Pretty weird.
It's
yeah.
not the best.
No.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those notebooks where, like, the pens record as you take notes and all of your recordings are, like, tagged to what you were writing at the time?
I think my friend Sarah has something like that where, like, it's not quite a digital notebook, but the pen and the paper, like,
Yeah.
do that, and then it's, like, only 2 pieces of paper, but every time you write, it, like,
It's
kind of
Oh,
like
there's
a
that one
sketch
too.
thing
Yeah,
sort
there's
of
that one too.
type
It's
Wow.
like
thing.
and it just
And then
takes
it
your
goes to
transcribes your
your-
notes to the computer.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
like the new, that one is super cool. Oh, that's what I want for Christmas. Nobody's watching this, I don't think.
Who would buy
is
you
gonna
that for
give me a
Christmas?
Christmas present.
But-
That's what I want for Christmas.
Sounds pretty cool.
Oh my goodness, that would be so awesome. Anyway, back to Hooked on Grannies, which is what I was working on last night. I'm working on the Fae
Oh, so cute.
square, which is our August square, and it's almost done.
I love the little tiny circle in the middle. It looks like a Pokemon, like, mouth.
I know.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Or like the pea shooter in
Yes.
Plants vs. Zombies. That's what the pea shooter mouth is. There's some, actually,
Octa something.
There's some patterns. Here, write down just like Plants vs. Zombies. Because there's an amigurumi. I'll find it.
That reminds you of that.
No, like,
There.
designer who has really good detailed
Uh-huh.
stuff from, like, video games, and they do a lot of Plants vs. Zombies.
And
And, like, Pokemon.
this is my weaving in ends. Ha ha ha. JK. This is what happens
Hiding
behind the
ends.
scenes. Is I just tie the ends in the back, and then I show you guys. I'm like, look, my ends are all moving in. Photography or whatever. But they're not. They're just tied in the back. Yeah, and I'm in the middle of a very long row of puff stitches. So this is the Fae square.
So pretty.
Here, I'll just lean over. I think that's
Yeah,
sufficient.
there you go.
It's fine.
That
That's
works.
Faye. Yay. So
move out of the way.
yeah, I don't know if that was on focus or not, but this was the August square. So I've almost finished the first one. The second one I've got like the middle section done because that's what I worked on during our knit night for it, and I'll finish the rest of it. Maybe my sister and I and 6 children are going to the beach today, so we might finish. I might finish this and the sock. That's my goals. This and the sock, and that's all I have to
For
finish
your
for the
little
rest
mini
of August.
vacay. Is your sister going to visit your parents afterwards or something?
No,
or
she's
just
going
wandering
down there for. My sister lives in Mexico, so coming to visit is like a big production. It's not like,
For sure.
over the river and through the woods. It's like on a plane and trains and all of it. So yeah. So I don't think she's been here to visit since like 2018, maybe.
Wow. Yeah.
So it'll be fun. And she has 2 kids that are the age of Eric and Charlie, pretty much. So numbers. We're taking to the beach. My big girls, 1, 2, and 3 can come if they want to.
But 2 and 3 or 1 and 3 or 1 and 2 are at school?
No, Beth is
Oh, yeah.
still here, so
Uh-huh.
she might come down for the beginning, but then her flight out to school is Sunday morning, like super early, so she's got to come back, which I think she can take the Bayhead train back, and like, it'll be fine. So she'll be there for the first few days. Catherine can come down if she wants. Lily can come down whenever she wants. She can just take the train to Bayhead, and I'll pick her up. But anyway, the ones that are stuck with me are numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? Who are 10, 8, 4, and 1. And then my sister's kids are 8 and 4, So they fit in there like really nicely. So
Perfect.
we have a house like a block from the bay and 2 blocks from the beach.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
So that'll be chaotic but fun, and hopefully the children will entertain themselves, and I can just like observe, right, like a mama tiger watching the antics over there and not getting involved,
Unless
just smacking them. Not actually in the mama tiger way. Like, hey. You wanna
Get
do
in line.
Do
Get
you
in
want to do your
line.
Kumon? Do you want to do Kumon? Or can you behave yourself? Anyway. But yeah, so I worked on Faye. The way, this is for the Hooked On Grannies. We're doing a knit along, crochet along for the Hooked On Grannies pattern all during, well, we started in June. Yeah,
I've done June and July.
Yeah. And so we're going all the way through till next May. And that'll be, yeah. So every month we're doing a square together. There's a live session. There's a virtual session. Yeah. And I've sort of ordered the squares because there's like 16 squares. We're not going to get to all of them. I mean, if you want to do all of them, more power to
Absolutely.
you.
You're welcome to do the ones we're not going to do as a
There's
group.
no rules. It's a make along, so it's your stuff, your project.
Anarchy.
Not quite. We still have one that we're doing every month. So this is Faye. And I tried to order them where you're like learning one new technique every time or practicing a technique that you learned last time. So in the last square, which was Paula, we had just a few puff stitches. I didn't bring a Paula square.
I didn't remember that there were puff stitches.
There were like 4.
Oh, interesting.
No, there were like
I've done
few.
a puff stitch before, so like it wasn't new to me. So I guess that's why it didn't.
Yeah. No, there were
One
just
of the
a
really
few.
fun things to make with puff stitches is those little cosmetic. You know, have you?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen those?
Like a cotton round.
Yeah.
But crocheted.
They're perfect. Yeah.
Oh,
For cleaning your face.
we should.
Yes.
Yeah, we should do like a little. We should do a reel on how to
Because
do
those
that.
are good for gifts.
Yeah.
In our spare
Yeah.
time. We should do that.
In our non-existent spare time.
Exactly.
Our very existent, super full spare time.
So, well, if you did Paula and liked puff stitches, you'll love Faye.
There's a lot of puff stitches.
There's
I
quite a
did
few.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think they're really pretty.
they're really
fun.
pretty.
Stitch is like you
Really
do a granny like treble, but you just pull it through. Like it ends with one instead of having.
No,
No.
it's
It's like
pull
you
it through multiple
loops.
times.
Like you end up
Yes.
yarn over loop, yarn over loop, yarn over loop, and then pull through
to
7.
pull through all
Yeah.
of them. Yeah, and
I
so it
think-
makes a really full.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I feel like you've
I
done
think
that with
that's what
something. Yeah.
Yeah. They do take a little bit of time. So the row that I'm on now has 72 all the way around,
Wow. Yeah.
which is fine because it's a granny square, so it's not that big.
Yeah.
When you get to like the big Afghans,
Yeah.
Oh, that
you've
that
got
would be.
blanket.
Yeah.
500
Hundreds of
all
them
the way
to
In a
around.
row.
Yeah. That would be.
In a row.
I would have to do that over multiple nights.
I would have to do that with a glass of bourbon.
Multiple nights with wine. There we go.
Okay, so yeah, so this is my Hooked on Grannies for this month. We have our meetup for next month on the calendar. It's September 25th,
Yes.
right? Which I think October is going to have to be. So it's actually a little bit of a longer time between
This
sessions
time,
this
yeah.
month. If you want to get started in advance, go for it.
Yeah.
If you would rather
That's a
wait,
good idea.
that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think November will be a little bit closer, just because
Earlier.
I'm traveling
Mhm.
at the end of the month in
Mhm.
October, so it'll have to be, and then definitely it'll be earlier in the month than the 25th for Thanksgiving, because
Mhm.
November and December you have to be sort of earlier in the month.
For
My
sure.
birthday is Thanksgiving this year.
It
It's
is
on
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving?
Day.
Yeah.
My little turkey. My little turkey.
The pain I put you through.
Oh gosh, yeah. Don't have a baby on a major holiday.
Do you want to know how long I put her in labor for? I love telling this story.
Oh my god.
44 hours.
The
That's not
Wednesday before Thanksgiving,
At 9
2000,
p.m.
at
I
9
went into
p.m.
labor when I had
And
just
then
gotten back from getting our turkey cutlets and the Harvey Corvair, as we call them. and
then the Friday after
I
Thanksgiving.
was in labor all through Thanksgiving
Oh.
Day, and then gave
I was
That's
out.
not
birth 5 p.m. the day after Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
not fun times. I did not want to have a C-section, and I'm stubborn.
No.
And I'm stubborn.
I'm
and you were not in danger.
Yeah.
I was just chilling, apparently.
I was just in pain. It's okay.
Yeah.
And Gene wasn't allowed to sleep. Every time he fell asleep, I would yell at him, "If
Aw.
I can't sleep, you can't
can't
sleep.
sleep."
Wake up!"
Sis.
I As
He's
you
gonna
should.
drive you to the
Exactly.
hospital.
Well, this was when we were at the hospital.
Okay.
This was
Yeah.
when we were at the hospital.
I'm more of a just go away. I'll tell you when I need you.
You're so much more experienced than me.
Well,
Exactly.
No one
I've done
needs-
it. I did it once.
yeah.
Maybe that's why, right?
I know, right? People always ask me,
Not
they're
your
like, is that
fault.
why you're an only child?
Not
I'm
your
like,
fault.
I feel like it has something to do with it.
That's kind of how I feel too.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, it was there in the back of my mind. All right,
So
so
that took down Grannies. Oh, I was
Yeah.
talking to Susan. Susan
who was
and I
one
had-
of our instructors?
Yeah, we don't see each other so much anymore, but we were chit-chatting, obviously, quite a bit. And I was like, do you know what I think would be fun this fall? I don't have it ready now, but maybe in September, definitely in October and November. There are so many little crafty projects you can do with one granny square,
Mm.
right? Or a couple of granny squares, or the
Uh-huh.
center of some of these hooked on granny squares.
Yeah.
That would be amazing little holiday gifts.
Ooh.
Fun.
Right? So I'm going to bring some of those to our meetup crochet along
Yeah, like an
sessions. Make along
inspo.
se- Yeah.
Make
I like
along
that.
thing.
So yeah, if you just take, so I'm doing mine in pastels, but if you did them in holiday colors,
Mm-hmm.
blues and whites and silvers, or
It would be pretty.
you know,
Yeah.
or red and green and blue, what or
Gold,
blue.
whatever. Yeah.
Red and green and white, whatever your holiday colors of choice are. Orange and black for Halloween.
Yeah, for sure.
People
And
love
purple.
their Halloween
And
decorations.
purple,
And purple.
and
Love
little
orange.
yellow.
Mm-hmm.
That would be super fun.
Lime green.
Yeah,
Lime green's gotten to be a Halloween color.
Halloween is big in college.
Mm-hmm.
that's
The
fun.
biggest weekend of the year.
Wow.
So, anyway, I'm going to bring some of those ideas to some of our meetups. So if you want to do some like super fast crafty things for
That's
these
really
holidays,
fun. I love it.
that would be fun.
All right. So, are we good on projects? Is that all we want to talk about project-wise?
I have nothing left. I told you I just brought this little bag. I'm done.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. So, we can talk about a couple things for new in store.
Yarn time.
As you would have seen at the beginning of the episode,
Well, the thumbnail.
Yeah, and exactly the thumbnail. We got in lots of stuff from Katrinkles. So we've got these adorable stitch markers that are great for counting. You're gonna bring them up. Okay.
Should we do a picture or?
You can. You might as well hold them
Just
up.
hold them up.
Let's-
Yeah, that's the time.
All right,
Yeah,
all right, all
Mandy's
right, all
really-
right.
she's
Here
really-
we go. Here we go. We got
And actually,
counters.
they're on the website too.
They're on the
so
website. If you,
let's just share
if
a
this
couple
is
of the really fun
not
ones.
satisfactory.
Got a lot of cat-related things this time.
Although I am nearly a professional.
And are these the ones of the month?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we now have stitch markers of the month.
Yes, we are signed up for Katrinkle's Stitch Marker of the Month subscription, which means
This one.
every month you will see in our store whatever their stitch marker is of the month, and they come in both the ring version,
Yes.
which is great for knitting, and the pin version, which is great for knitting or crochet.
Yeah.
And so the ones with the month come with 6 wood and 1 acrylic.
and they're always
that
adorable
matches
because
the-
Katie
No,
is
5 wood.
5 wood?
so clever.
I can't
Yeah,
count.
6 altogether.
We knew that.
5
already.
wood and 1 acrylic, and the July. So we've got July and August currently in store.
I'm
The
taking
July. I love that shark fin. I
Yeah.
think that is
Sleeve
the cutest thing.
Island.
I'm
You
taking
probably
that to the
won't be
beach.
able to read
Yeah,
that,
perfect,
but
perfect.
it says Sleeve Island.
So check out the website for others, but that's the
I
piece.
want to
From
show
Walk.
Okay.
the baby socks.
Oh, the baby socks are really cute. Yeah.
I screamed when I saw these.
Oh, they're super cute.
They are so cute.
Maybe not screamed. I did make a noise. Both of these people can vouch for me.
Yes.
They were
Yes.
witnesses.
Yes.
Those vocalization.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So-
little hearts, you know. So cute. So
Yeah,
cute.
so cute. And also, did we show these earlier? I think we did.
Yes.
Yeah, the sock
we
rollers.
did. We
Yeah.
talked about the sock rollers, so those are there. And we're going to be adding new stuff, more stuff to the website as we have time. So we did finally get in a huge order from Katrinkles, and we're happy to share all of
It's
that
so
with
funny,
you.
like the huge order. Like it's a lot of stuff, but because it's
And
all
a lot of
tiny
money.
stuff. No, I know, but it's like one box.
It's like one pretty
Yeah.
good sized
so
box.
it's just funny.
Well, it was
because-
funny when I said to the mailman, as we talked about before, the mailman at the store, the USPS delivery guy, is the same for here at the store, my house, and Amanda's house, and he is so lovely.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they tried to deliver it at like 7:00 at night here to the store the first time. It mustn't have been him. And then he brought it to my house the next day.
Aw.
And he's like, I said, thank you so much, for bringing it, because he is going to hit both places, but he knows that I work here and I live there,
and he knows that I work here too. So
Yeah.
we've had some things that were messaged for 147 Valley, our
Yeah.
old location, and he brought them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness, thank you so much.
But when I told him the value of the box, his jaw hit the ground. He's like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I brought it here for
Because it's
you."
all small things.
It's all small
so
things.
small.
But so
then-
much work goes in them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they're all
exactly.
handmade.
Yeah.
And so Jean you were, it must have been the retreat day. I was ill. I was sick.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you couldn't come on there.
But, so both my dad and I were home, and we were expecting the package, and
Right.
he was like perched at the window, like, I have to get this box. I have to get it.
Well, no, because we thought it was going to be delivered here, and I was going to get a text.
Oh, and you were
then,
getting a text, and then
and
we
he
would drive and
he
pick it up.
signed up for text too, because he's so good.
Oh,
So that he would know, because he knew I was at the lake and I didn't necessarily have great service and whatever.
Yeah.
But
So-
anyway, so but yeah.
But it was just funny. We were talking
But the
about
mailman brought it the
value
next
of the
day.
box, and we were just like,
The mailman brought it the next day to our house, which was really nice.
So
so
rock.
speaking of the lake, I loved the way the end turned out last
Yeah,
time.
it was
I hope
great.
You guys
It was
enjoyed
so fun.
It, too.
It
was so
cute.
fun. Nice to see what everyone was working on and see our whole gang all together.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Except for poor Haley, who
I was
had a really nasty respiratory thing and didn't want to be coughing on people.
Yeah, it
And felt
sounds
pretty
really
lousy.
bad. That day I went to the urgent care
Ooh.
because it was a weekend.
Or wasn't it the day before? Yeah, it was
Maybe
the
the
day.
day
Yeah, it was
before.
before. Yeah.
But
You
I
were
still
ready.
wasn't,
Yeah,
I'm
you had
better.
just started your medicine, so
because you can tell I haven't coughed this whole time. But
which is a long time given
it
how
does,
much you've been coughing.
It does sound like I am like a ill, sickly Victorian child. Like people
Aw.
would like turn around and like be like, literally
when
one
you're coughing,
person.
yeah.
I coughed while I was in a public bathroom, and someone was like, "Are you okay?"
In another stall.
And I
She
was like, "Yeah, it sounds worse than it is."
Oh.
And then like 5 minutes later, like I had thought this person left, and then she was like to herself, but like loud enough that I could hear. She was like, "I guess if you weren't okay, you wouldn't have responded." I was like, "I told you I'm good. I'm good. It sounds really bad."
Oh my
But yeah.
God.
So you haven't heard the cough, but we're getting better.
Yeah, definitely. So the other thing we have that is new in store that we want to tell you about is a collaboration we did with Color Wheel Yarns, which is a local NJ dyer, and Haley is going to
She
grab.
had a trunk show here, if you remember.
Yes,
In
yes.
Which
February.
I was away for, but I did get FaceTimed in.
That's
Uh-huh.
right. That's right.
And Seisha works with Color Wheel quite a bit, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're friends. She and
Yeah.
Lorna are friends from way back, and so
So
with some of our
we
excess
had yarn and she had color.
Exactly,
basically.
exactly. So she came in, we looked through her colors, picked out a bunch of really fun ones, and she dyed, I think we started with 8 skeins each of about 8 colors. And
These
There's
are so
7
exciting.
in here.
So, what this
so maybe
is
7 colors to start then.
is Sugarbush Bold.
The late lamented
late
Sugarbush Bold.
lamented.
I know. So we had so much white left over because when they went away, I literally called up Sugarbush. I'm like, send me everything you have. And everything you have was 31 boxes on my front doorstep.
That was so crazy. Her entire living room was full of giant shipping
was
boxes.
Do you have pictures of that?
I do
I
have
think we
pictures
do.
of that.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a picture. Oh, because I was here at Yarnia. And Jeff, just took a picture and sent it to me of, just double, triple stack.
In front of your house.
The
I
whole
remember
house.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane.
Anyway.
And a lot of those boxes are still in the basement. We have sold a lot
It
of
is
it.
organized now.
But very
Right.
organized. It's
It
all
took a
labeled
sec.
and yep.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of white, unless you guys are going to be making white coverlets.
Yeah, or
Like-
Like to cover all of your
or like
king size
Every
stuff?
podcast watcher.
a snowflake sweater, like
All of you.
Well, anyway,
Sweaters.
there's
and-
still enough for that, but
yeah, there's still enough. But now we have colorful.
Now-
now we have colors
We
too.
said, what can we do with it? We can dye it. And Color Wheel, when she was here, had such amazing colors. We were like,
Yeah.
can we collab with you?
And she's
So-
in New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are some of her amazing colors.
I like
on
this one.
Our favorite base, Sugarbush Gold.
So it happens that these are the 2 that I got from the trunk show.
Oh, how funny.
wow.
I
I
didn't
got
realize that.
this
And
one
Abby
in
got this
fingering
color.
and this one in DK.
Plastic shoe.
Classic
Yep.
shoe and mojito.
Mojito.
I'm
This
always-
one is coastal.
I'm always gonna
The
get
teal.
the one that's named after a drink.
Oh,
I feel like
mojito.
I'm
That's
just drawn
I've been
to it.
Totally.
Because
having
I
mojitos
love
this
the
summer.
look of like sugary drinks.
Ah, interesting.
You know?
Pink Posy.
I like that one. Tulip.
I love the tulip.
And
It's
then
so pretty. Wedgwood.
Wedgwood.
Beth loves this one.
Wenge.
She was in and she was like, I love that color.
And then
And
this
then
one is Fall at Yarnia. Because
That's
she
the
had a color.
Perk of having a local dyer collab.
Exactly. She had a color that was kind of similar, and I said, oh, that's a little, it's kind of like a, a Yarnia inspired color. And she's like, well, I could tweak it up and make it really Yarnia. So she
it
did.
has the orange speckles, the purple speckles, the teal speckles, and then like a green yellow speckle.
Mhm. And the background is kind of like our wall color here a little bit too. It's
Yeah,
not such a
it
white
is.
base. I think her original version had more of a kind of a white base.
I love this so much.
And it is really pretty. So this is what we've got in stock right now. And what did you say about getting it on the website? I forget. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go take pictures right
You're
after
gonna
this,
take pictures
and
now.
it will
So
be up.
it'll be
It's
up by the
now.
time the episode is up. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So for your intents and purposes.
Yes. So we love Sugar Bush Bold and we love Color Wheel, and so now it's our mashup. So hopefully you like it too. There's very limited quantities.
And you can't get this anywhere
You can't get it anywhere else.
That's right.
The yarn is gone.
Yeah. It's been gone for a while. We are lucky that we have a lot of storage in the basement here.
Yes.
Yes.
Otherwise, it would be
For
gone
so many
from here
reasons.
too. So, and actually, we're working with her on another set of colors for the fall, but we need you guys to buy this first so that we have room for the new
Well,
yarn.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, you'll want
this
it
is
too.
Like,
These are more summery inspired colors. I
Yeah.
feel like, like the plastic shoe and all of that, definitely a little bit more of a summery vibe. I love the tulip. I'm going to
Yeah.
need to find somebody to make something. Maybe one of those one skein worsted hats.
oh
Yes.
Like
yeah.
this. Wouldn't that be perfect?
Oh yeah.
God.
Not this one.
It's
I actually,
perfect.
I thought Beth was going to pick this one for one of her hats,
Uh-huh.
but then she didn't. Children.
God,
That's okay. I'm making a sweater out of this.
that is such a good idea.
I'm doing like a basic, maybe sort of fitted. It's going to be like super simple,
Like
but I just
A
love
hat?
this color.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
in this one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
That's what I got. I got that color at the trunk show in her bulky base for a hat for Abby.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. And it's like pink base with purple on top. It's so cool.
Yeah. So one skein of your choice of what we have available of color wheel at the time we pull the win, or at the time you
At
respond,
the time you respond.
is going to be our prize for the next episode. So one thing we
well,
should
for this.
for this, well,
for this episode, and you're going to tell us what hat pattern.
what hat pattern you love
Is
or
on your
want to
noggin.
make, or
Haha,
any
a
of
pun.
those things. Have you made
What
many
hat?
times?
Pattern is on your noggin.
There you go.
Haha, literally.
So one thing we should talk a little bit about, because in the current episode, the winner. Oh, and did we not say
Also,
the winner?
Oh, sorry,
I
we
realized
did. No,
we
we didn't.
didn't say the number either because Jen is missing.
Oh, that's true.
Well, actually, she might do it in her.
I feel like
We
this
could. I can
But-
text her and ask her to do it. So
crop sweater for winter.
I was thinking that. That's what I was thinking when you were describing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. So many of the colors would work as the ribbing with that.
Yeah.
I definitely kind of picked these colors based around things
Yeah.
working with that and kind of a summery feel. So yes, we have not said yet who our winner is from the last episode. Our winner from the last episode is Carrie Fiedler. And Amanda will put it down here. I will send it to her today.
Because our question was,
What color palette
Color
do you
palette.
like? And she answered she loves purple and gray together.
that's super cool.
And she wins her choice of Montclair made pouches from what we have on our website. And the winner from that we were drawing, from people who comment on this episode is going to win one skein of the color wheel yarn of their choice. One of the things we really like to do is, if you are the winner, or if you comment, come back and check on the next episode, because if you win, we want you to pick your prize so we can go ahead and get it out to you. With something like this where it's a limited quantity, we want you to have a decent choice of what you can, pick from.
true.
So things that are limited quantities, like same with the Montclair Made. I mean, we have a couple of those pouches that have sold out since we originally offered it. But Carrie, that is what you are going to be able to choose between. And so take a look at Montclair Made on our website. And
Oh, that's this is this week's Montclair Made.
Montclair
We don't have
Made,
them.
yeah.
I'll put a picture.
Okay, great. And take a look at them on our website and actually go ahead and pick any of them. We have some that are good for sunglasses, some that are good for eyeglasses. Originally we had showed the Ninja Socks, Team DPN, Team Magic Loop, but we've sold so many of them that there aren't even all the choices we had originally. So basically, if people haven't claimed their podcast prize by the time we're recording 2 episodes later, we're going to draw a new winner. Yep. Because we just have to kind of keep it moving to give you a sufficient amount to choose from, especially for these things that are limited quantity.
Yep.
So, hope that makes sense. We're not trying to be mean and say pick it by now, or else. But it also gets to it just gets to be.
And if you hear your friend's name,
tell your friend.
Tell your friend.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
when we always do put whatever their YouTube name is, we're putting a clip in now, so you really can see. Try not to make it that is that me? Is that not me? You know what your name is on YouTube, and
you
actually, it's mostly people's names.
It really, a lot of it is people's names, and we know so many of our watchers comment, on a lot of episodes, which we love. We love to hear and get more of a sense. Some people are close enough they can come into the store. Other people email and things or comment, and we love getting to know our community that way. And that's why we try to make the questions be things that we want to know, but other people want to know too. So
we need to know.
Getting a better sense of what everyone in our wider community is thinking. So
okay, I've got a phone call coming up. So
and for 3 of us, we have talked a lot.
Jen is not here, so we have to say the important things like.
Yes.
If you want to know what's coming up, you should subscribe to our newsletter. It's on our website at the bottom. Scroll down to the bottom of any page.
Any page.
Just
there's a thing there.
Subscribe
Sign
to our
up.
Newsletter.
Yep.
That's where you find out the first about classes. That's where you find out the first about new yarn class,
which was in
this
week's
Monday.
newsletter. Exactly.
And
our classes are both in store and virtual. Via Zoom, so you can take it from anywhere. And there's not a whole lot right this minute on the class calendar, but Jen, who's away this week, is also, working with all of our instructors and we're definitely going to be beefed up. We have a couple of classes, but one is already sold out for September.
It's a good time to sign up for the newsletter because I know of a yarn store that might be having an anniversary soon.
That's true. You're going to be 5 next month.
And a sale that comes
which is so crazy. I cannot believe that.
It's so good. So
yes.
So there'll be a lot of anniversary news coming up in the newsletter. Also, thank you for coming to watch us on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever it is down. I think it's there.
That way.
Like and subscribe, and click that little alarm bell because, as soon as you hit subscribe, a little alarm bell comes up. Click the alarm bell because that's how you get notifications
when a new video posts.
So you know when videos come out, even when I don't get to post them on Saturdays, like I try to. Last week it came out on Tuesday. Last time it came out on Tuesday because I was just not.
There was a lot
in the state.
There was a lot going on.
So, yeah.
But if you subscribe, then and I do try to put it on Instagram around that time too.
Yeah.
But
Instagram, sometimes things get buried for a day or 2.
Oh, for sure. Exactly. Yeah.
And lastly, what episode is this?
Yes.
We're doing it in reverse.
We all know.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
So, if you know...
Well, I will text Jen and ask her to get.
I am Jen trying to catch the light. There we go. Much better. So, hello everyone from Cape Cod. I am not recording a full podcast because we just got here and I am spacing out because it's vacation. Also, I haven't made any progress on anything. So, I was told to guess what episode this is. And I'm going to say it's 84. I think we're in the 80s. I'm going to say 84. We're going to go with 84. So, you will have a good laugh if I am right, or you will have a good laugh if I am wrong. And now we are off on a bike ride to Copious in Brewster, and we're going to go have lunch, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!
Ask her to guess.
This is like Blue's Clues. Do you know what episode it is?
It's
That's
the
right.
episode.
It's episode
84.
My kids watch those all the time, but they ask them,
Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
You loved
I
Blue's
would-
Clues when you were little.
Yeah, I would never
That's
respond to Dora though. I would just stare at her.
No,
Oh,
it's
so
true.
bad.
It's true. Los hicimos. We did it.
I would just.
Yeah, you did not interact with the television a lot.
I was almost named
You were,
Dora.
you were very...
Oh,
That was on the short list of names. Jean,
And Ivy.
Jean didn't like it.
Those are
Ivy.
the two that I
Bryn.
hated.
Bryn is the one I
Bryn.
loved.
Oh.
Yeah, that,
BRYNN.
one or two N's. Yeah, I love Bryn Winstead. I love that. And Jean was like, "What's Bryn?" No.
What is?
We both had veto power, so.
Oh. All right. By the
That
time
was
you get
good.
to the fourth girl, you're like. Actually, it was the third girl because the fourth girl, I love the name Abby,
Uh-huh.
but with my first surname, it didn't go. It was rhyming,
Oh yeah, yeah.
so I could
Too
never
rhymey.
have a
Yeah, that would not work.
Abby wouldn't work.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, my third daughter's middle name, literally, I was like, her dad was at a summer camp. I was like, please ask people for what the recommendations are for a middle name because I can't think about this.
What is your child's middle name?
That's so funny.
Yeah, so she's Lillian Nicole, which I think turned out really pretty.
Yeah, that is
I
nice.
wouldn't
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought about that.
Very nice. Yeah.
Anyway,
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Actually, we didn't say the word digression once, did
but
we?
now we did.
Now we did. Thanks. Yes, all of our whips, foes, new stuff in store, and digressions.
All
Thanks
that.
so much, and we will see you again soon.
Bye.
Happy knitting and crocheting. Bye.